So you work with businesses and the government to end modern slavery in the UK.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay. Now, when you say modern slavery, I'm clueless about any kind of slavery still existing in the UK. So, what is modern slavery? Where can I find it, or where is it? Okay, and
around you, it's everywhere.
How can the human race eliminate it?
Yeah, so as regards what modern slavery is, and often I think one of the most outstanding facts about modern slavery is the fact that so many of us are victims, we just don't know it. So many of us as victims, we just don't know it. So modern slavery is a situation where it involves three factors. There is an exploiter, there is a victim, and there is a benefit. All right?
Okay.
So the exploiter takes advantage of the vulnerability of the victim.
Okay.
It could be the fact that maybe they need a job. It could be financial, factors. It could be social factors. It could be, and by social factors, for example, we have, people who are refugees or illegal immigrants.
Immigrants, okay.
Yeah, immigrants. And these people don't have an understanding about the system works.
Okay.
They are under the radar. And then somebody who has access to that information simply exploits them based on that.
Yeah.
And you it's funny you think that in the 21st century, having a conversation about modern slavery in the UK, it is not one that, but yeah, every day we receive loads and loads and loads of cases of modern slavery, in the UK. So modern slavery, there are different forms of modern slavery. There's one the first is what we call forced labor.
Okay.
So forced labor is a situation whereby an employer pays the employee less than the minimum wage, have them work longer hours than stipulated by the government, the UK workers legislation.
Okay.
And often make them work under harsh conditions where they're not provided with maybe personal protective equipment and all of that. So that's one form of modern slavery. Another form of modern slavery is domestic servitude, which I'm sure you heard of the Mofara case here. That has been going on. Yeah, domestic servitude. The next is sexual exploitation, and also we have county lines. So county lines has to do with drug trafficking.
Yeah.
When you get young people to traffic drugs and threaten the family if they don't execute some of the tasks. So these are some of the things that are happening in the UK. And basically the work that we do with Unseen, which is an amazing organization. So before I started working with Unseen, during my master's program, alongside my internship with the Bradford Council, I also did some internship with Hope for Justice, a modern slavery charity in Manchester. And it was then I got to, and it was just me having a better understanding, trying to have a broader understanding of what inclusion means. What does it mean to build an inclusive society? What are some of those problems that we need to eliminate in society for us to have an inclusive society? And while I was, interning with them, that's when I got to understand that, oh, wow, so we've also got modern slavery and it's got different forms. And this is how we perpetrate into a system and how it's beneficial in the political system. And why most businesses, it's beneficial to businesses basically, because, they get to save more money by hiring people who are vulnerable and all of that. Yeah. So after that, I working with Unseen basically just provided me that opportunity to practically contribute to it. Now I understand what it is. I know how it harms society. I know how businesses benefit from it. It's not a question of how can we work with these businesses to understand not just the moral part of it, but understand some of the legislative requirements like the Modern Slavery Act and how to comply to, with these standards, how to help investors understand some of the issues or some of the KPIs that they need to look out for, when investing in companies, ensuring that these companies are modern slavery free and all of that. So these are some of the work that we do. with
Okay.
unseen. And often, I'm sorry, yeah,
Yeah, go on.
yeah. And often people ask questions like, "Oh, how come you're working in secular economy? You're also working in modern slavery and all of that." And I tell them one word, like, it's inclusion. It's inclusion. I would forever do inclusion. And over the years, there are new emerging issues that would arise.
Yeah.
That would threaten, our aspiration for an inclusive society. And I would equally be interested in these issues. I would equally participate in these issues and want to lend a voice to these issues. I may not be able to solve the problem completely, but I'm quite certain that I would be able to, establish a very good foundation and build good systems in place to help us checkmate some of these things.
Yeah.
So that's basically why I work with Unseen. It's just playing my part to ensure that practically we're able to achieve an inclusive society, not just in the UK, but globally.
See, you are a very interesting young man.
How am I?
Yeah. See, I just finished this book this week, and
Great
it's
experiment.
something, yeah, the great experiment, and it's something for me. I think even though it's predominantly written for diverse society in the democratic West, okay, but for us as Africans, for example, because naturally our societies are diverse, very diverse, okay, and we're struggling to imbibe the standards of democracy. So for us, I think it's very, very important that we read it, so that even though we're just starting this journey of democracy, it's better for us to know some of the issues that the author has explained in this book, and start working on it right now, rather than we get there and then we find all these problems again. We can start working on them now.